What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another volume of Welcome to the Franchise here. Back to tapping about the NBA playoffs. Shit has been getting pretty crazy on both sides. This second round has definitely been really entertainment and definitely a lot of shit that we ain't see coming. So with that being said, let me get straight into it. And let me start off first with the Knicks taking a 3-1 lead now against the Boston Celtics. Like, hold up. Like, what? Ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't nobody seen this shit coming. Especially me. I definitely didn't see this shit coming either. I was one of those people that everyone, like everybody else talking about, the Knicks in the playoffs. Can they even get past the second round when playing a tough team like Detroit? Even if they get to the second round, they're probably most likely going to get bumped there with whoever they play, which would most likely be the Celtics or the Cavs. And with the way that the Celtics have owned them and the Cavs as well throughout the whole regular season, we ain't see this shit coming, man. Ain't nobody seen this shit coming. Big body Brunson doing this thing, dropping buckets on niggas' head top, dropping damn near 40 piece again. Cat got involved heavy this time. Mikal Bridges finally hitting his shots at the right time and everything. So a big fucking win, but it's like, yo, ain't no fucking way. I can't believe this shit still. With the Knicks and knowing how they do in the playoffs, especially against certain teams. Teams like the Celtics, they usually flop against. Teams like the Pacers, they usually flop against. Just seeing this shit throughout the history of New York sports. I didn't see this shit coming. Niggas is really up with a 3-1 lead against Boston. And the way that Jason Tatum and Derek White was coming out. I mean, Derek White came through dropping hella buckets in the first quarter, 4 for 4 from 3, and it looked like he was about to drop 30 last night. Fucking Jason Tatum also, he came out, every shot was just going in. He was taking the craziest shots, going wild, and I seen it from the first quarter, like the energy he was on. He had that bounce in his step. I say, yeah, he going from one of them historical, my name gonna be in the book in the playoffs, having one of the craziest games in the Garden, because I know I gotta take us. I gotta bring us on a comeback back from being down 2-1 or 2-0 or whatever. And that nigga was on his way to dropping 50. You know what I'm saying? I seen how it was going through the second quarter. I was like, yeah, he gonna have 40. And then when we seen how he was doing, the shots he was still making in the third quarter, I'm like, yeah, he going for 50. But the injury, man, I mean, what the fuck? You hate to see that shit. Definitely as just a fan of sports and a fan of basketball, I was praying and hoping it wasn't what we all think it was and what it was looking like when you seen the replay. I was hoping like, hey, maybe a really bad high ankle sprain. I know when the play looked like OG Anunoby was going for a steal. Maybe they got tangled up. I was hoping it was just a real bad like high ankle sprain or something like that, because you don't want to see no shit like that, especially with the night that he was having. And I still just, as a sports fan, basketball fan, I was still rooting for maybe a 7-game series or go back and forth and maybe the Knicks still pull it out and shit, and show that they could compete and beat their best player, one of the best players in the league, in Jason Tatum. But the injury looked really bad. The reaction looked really bad. So, it looked like it's a popped Achilles, man. Popped his tire there, but hopefully he makes a big bounce back in his career, and it's nothing that really stops the kind of trajectory that he's been on as being one of the top talents in league history and the top talents in the league as of today. But like I said, he was still having a great game. Looked like if that didn't happen, he was definitely dropping 50, and they probably could have still pulled out that game 4 win. Derek White was doing his thing. And then another thing, speaking on that play, also OG Anunoby, it looked like he had to go out for a hammy injury. He had the hamstring back again and shit. And I think that's going to be something to look out for in the next round and be worried about in the next round, because, this is what happened last time. They played the Pacers in the second round last year, and everybody just started fucking breaking down with the way that they play, dribbling the ball too much, doing too much Brunson dependent or one-on-one dependent. Whoever has the ball in their hands, they got to work too hard to get a basket. Running offense, you know what I'm saying? Like, the playoffs are going to be tough, but that's something to look out for in the next round. But for now, Knicks got that 3-1 lead. Like I said, I can't fucking believe this shit. And then looking on the other side of things, bringing that up again with the Pacers. The Pacers beating the dog shit out of the Cavs right now in the series. Beating the dog shit out of this. And I'm like, yo, to me right now, this shit can't be real. Like, this shit can't be real. Like, what? A possible Pacers-Knicks rematch? And then the Eastern Conference Finals of all... Like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, is real NBA parity and entertainment actually coming back to stay in the NBA? Like, for real? Like, hold the fuck up. Like, this shit is crazy, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but it's wild. I mean, it looked like with the Pacers being 3-1, up 3-1, I feel like that shit is a wrap. It's clipped. I hear that they got more injuries on the Cavs side, and even to their best player, Donovan Mitchell. So it looked like that shit is time to pack that series up, and the Pacers got it. Knicks, we still got to see. I think that Boston is going to win the next game. They're going back to Boston also, so we'll see. But like I said, like, what the fuck? Like, this shit can't be real. Is the real entertainment that we as fans want to see, where there's actually parity and the players and the teams that we want to see actually compete all the way to the conference finals or in the finals, instead of like, oh, it's always going to be a Boston, or it's always going to be a Lakers or Golden State or whatever team LeBron is on, or, you know, the usual suspects out of the 5, 6 teams or 4 teams that we expect because they have these certain players or they had these certain records for the last 5 years to be competing in the finals or championship games. Like, we're seeing a lot of different shit and a lot of different faces now, and it's kind of like an even playing field, so it's really entertaining to see. And following that, we'll take it to the other side in the West with Minnesota, who goes up 3-1, and it looks like the combo of Ant-Man, Randall, and McDaniels is finally cooking up more consistently in this series to define wins, to pull out some definitive wins for the series. Ant-Man might be on this fucking way, man. I mean, the way that he's played, I would say in the beginning of games, throughout this whole playoffs, even against the Lakers, it was kind of frustrating to see. It's been irritating. It's like you starting too slow, or you're too passive, or you're passing the ball to other players at times where it's like, yo, it's time to take over and go downhill, my nigga, and like definitively end this game and shit. But it looks like that's his setup for how he plays the game. He wants to ease into it slow. You know, I mean, I don't like to see you missing shots in the first and second quarter, having 1 point or like 3 points in the first and second quarter. It's cool to see you go crazy in the second half, yeah, but it's like, if you do that all 4 quarters, no one could really hold you or stop you and shit. So it's been irritating. But other than that, that motherfucker might be on his way, man. He might really be on his way. And Randall been fucking shitting crazy, too. It's really surprised me because he's a player that definitely, whatever team he's played on, I've seen him watch. It's frustrating to watch. But with the T-Wolves this year, especially in this playoffs, that motherfucker doing this thing, he really upping his game, and he really is a real factor and a real force. And Jaden McDaniels, too, decided to start scoring more consistently in the playoffs. That was my guy. It was nice to see him put up points here and there, but it wasn't consistent enough. So far, so good for him in each series. So that combination of all 3 of them together, and then when you get Nas Reed when he's cooking, you got Gobert who's crashing the boards, making a couple key plays in certain moments and certain flows of the game on defense, and getting a couple points here and there. And when you got everybody else involved, DiVincenzo, maybe Nickeil Alexander-Walker, if he actually wants to hit a fucking shot and not airball one, you know what I'm saying? This team could go far. This is a dangerous team here. But we still gotta fucking see. We really still gotta see, because that OKC and Denver series is really interesting so far. And to me, Denver is built to pull this one out in 6 or 7, either way it goes. With the way that the games have been looking, from what I've been watching, how they've been playing against each other, Denver's experience is just outweighs OKC's. You can see it. You can see with the energy that they bring to the court. You can see how they move on the floor with each other. Denver is the team that, to me, they have more definitive wins in the crunch time when it matters, when, you know, it's them last few seconds, the last minute, the last 5 minutes of the quarter, forcing an OT when you're down like double digits and shit like that. When OKC was supposed to close it out the other night, I see Denver winning this series. They're the team that they are built, not just roster wise and the players they got, and they're built, the mentality, the mindset. They know what it takes. They know what they got to do to really pull out a series and probably win a fucking championship. So that's why I'm gonna say, hey, we got to see what Ant-Man and Randall and everybody else in the T-Wolves did, because if they got to see Denver in the Western Conference Finals, it's gonna be a fucking problem for Ant-Man and Randall. I mean, how they gonna defend Jokic? How they gonna defend Aaron Gordon? Then you still gotta worry about Jamal Murray when he wants to fucking go off. And who you gonna put on him? Conley? DiVincenzo might even get mixed up by Murray, but that's if Murray wants to come consistent in that series. You know what I mean? You get the inconsistent Murray, of course you got a chance, especially if you got Ant-Man, you're always gonna have a really good chance. But he gotta be on his shit. He gotta be on attack mode all 4 quarters, not just 2, not just 1.5, if they want to be the team like Denver. But I feel like Denver's going to be the one to pull out that series. OKC still playing well. I mean, it is 2-2. I'm talking like they're down 3-1. It is still 2-2. You still got SGA, who's an MVP, worthy candidate, and some other great players doing their thing, Hardenstein and Chet doing their thing, and Wiggins and Jalen Williams. They've been doing their thing in this series also. But it's just that experience and that mindset. They got to really learn how to close out games late in the fourth quarter or late in the game, so they could, they could hand niggas a L definitively and get up out of there with a W, instead of having niggas, fuck around and get you into an OT game when it don't even got to be that way. And that's why I'm giving the edge. I give the edge by at least 2 notches to Denver to pull this shit out, and either 6 or even if it goes 7 games. If it goes 7 games, Denver's taking that shit. But that's why for OKC, the next 2 games, they gotta show that they want to come out strong and win these games definitively. If they could get another blowout win to let them know, yo, we ain't fucking around in this series, because I think OKC only has the 1 blowout win in this series. If they're able to do that again, it could fuck with Denver's mindset, a little bit, or just give them an edge for themselves to believe in themselves, like, yo, we could close this shit out in 6. Or if it goes to game 7, we could probably do our thing and pull this shit out. But like I said, I'm still gonna stick to Denver pulling this one out in 6 or 7, and it's gonna be, however these series go down in the next few days or the next week or so. I'm already excited for the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, if the Knicks handle business and don't do shit that they've historically been known to do and flop, and fuck up the whole shit, and the Pacers close their shit out, it's still going to be fun to fucking see that Eastern Conference Final Series. And then in the West, it doesn't matter who's in there. I mean, it's looking like Minnesota is going to be there. I mean, I know Curry's not there. He had the hammy and everything like that. But even still, I think that every single game, the Warriors still had a chance to beat Minnesota. And they've been a dangerous team with or without Curry to me in this series as well. You should have played Kuminga more. The motherfucker been on fire. He had a 30-piece, almost had a 30-piece again. There was one game he didn't miss a shot for like 10 shots. You know what I'm saying? Play Kuminga more. Jimmy Butler, be more aggressive in them games. Take some more shots like you did. Like you had that 138-point game when that first game he was going crazy. Draymond trying to score more. You know what I'm saying? He been doing this thing. Get everybody else involved. I still think that the Warriors are dangerous in this series. At this point now, being down 3-1, even if Steph comes back, shit, it could turn around. But if the Wolves bite down and keep their foot on the pedal, they could take this one down in 6. But either way it goes, whether it's OKC and Minnesota, whether it's Denver and Minnesota, OKC and the Warriors, Denver and the Warriors, it's going to be fun as fuck to see in the West Coast Conference Finals also. This is the first time in a while where I've been excited for all 3 rounds. Now, even leading up to the finals, it looked like it might be good. But that's going to wrap this one up here for Welcome to the Franchise. Y'all out there, be easy.